and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We know.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason.
Peace. I love y'all.
The reasons that we're here.
It's going through the thing, though.
Check 1, 2. There it goes.
Oh, you came in loud too.
I had to look. I had to make sure, man. I had to make sure. Hey, what's up? We waiting for a couple of you guys come on in here. Come on in, chump.
You know, Nigel here, so shit going fast. He over there pressing shit already. Come home.
It's been a while, man. Merry Christmas, dog.
Come home from school and shit, and be touching shit. No, just like stop fiddling and touching shit, babe.
What's this for?
No, it's good to have him though. It's good to
good?
have him in the studio. Yeah, we good. Where y'all at? Right now, I need y'all to like, share, subscribe. Do all that right now. Send it to a friend and tell a friend to send it to 2 more friends. Man, tonight we need to get live. It's Christmas. It's a celebration. Libations and things like that. You understand me?
Man,
Turn it up one time.
What you doing? You got something to say?
We're gonna do a duck.
Duck, goose.
A duck, a potato casserole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. But it's supposed to be good.
Potato casserole. Like
something different.
What's in a potato casserole?
Cheese, potatoes, onions, other stuff.
Is it like vegetables or something in it, or
no? Just cheese, potatoes. I guess it's layered. I'm not sure.
Right.
It's supposed to be good. And then Saturday we're gonna do an exchange. Go give gifts out to my mom, my daughters, and stuff like that. And then what you doing? You coming up? I know your ass ain't coming up.
You know what? I'll probably be working, man.
You working on Christmas?
Yeah, I think I'll probably be.
Gotta get that money.
You know, I gotta get that money, man.
My
time, my time is just, timing wise as far as celebrating for holidays is not right for me right now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna call you and tell you Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
But I don't have time.
So you saying you done dumped like 3 women already because you ain't buying shit for Christmas?
Oh, that was like 6 months ago. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. If anybody knows they know my situations. You know what I'm saying? People know my situation that I don't have it for nothing, for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
But I don't really need it.
I didn't go crazy this year. I actually did good. Cause we're gonna talk about that a little later. I'm just not.
We haven't gave it a proper introduction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know. Tell them who you is.
But in case you guys just tuning in, we got a late because we was rambling on and talking. But I'm your boy Fuel.
Fat boy in the building. You already know what type of time we on. We here.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today, man. It's mostly a lot of racial things going on, man. And we a little bit about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory. I forgot to put that in my hashtag down there. Dang it. Then we got we're also talking about this whole thing about Crown Act, the Crown Act. That's about, the women's
I'm gonna definitely get into it.
I pulled up some people's
research
hair, black folks' hair, or basically anyone that got. But we'll get into that too.
We're gonna talk about
Yeah. And then also to interracial marriage. Are we going backwards, y'all? Are we trying to go backwards as to trying to keep people from having interracial relationships and marriages? We're gonna talk about a little bit about that and what's going on in the update of the law when it comes to interracial marriage as well. So that's what we got going on, man. What we got going on. I just kind of want to talk about real quick, man. Megan and Tory. Apparently, if you guys haven't been keeping up with the news, Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez are in the news right now about the whole shooting of her pinky toe, which sounds like Harlem Nights like a mug.
Yeah, for real. Was it really
Right?
her pinky toe?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was her pinky toe. But there are several things that's come up during the trial, whatever, where the prosecutor thought it was a slam shut case. You know what I'm saying? But the defense came up with this witness, which was actually in the car, which was Kelsey. I think her name is Kelsey. I can't remember her last name, but come to find out, it was it's more to the story than what everyone expected or thought it was, and uh, it was more about you know who's sleeping with who type of thing.
Of
You
course.
know what I mean? It was all sexual, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things were that Kelsey, I think, was mad that Tory was trying to. I mean, was no Kelsey was mad at Megan because she was messing with Tory behind her back, but come to find out that this Kelsey chick, whoever she date all these celebrities or whatever, well, Megan has been hitting them as well behind the back. So that's the story. I mean, that's the rumor.
That's messy.
Yeah,
Listen,
it's real
man.
messy, man.
It's finally coming out. I knew that this whole situation was bullshit in the first place.
Mhm.
Um, I just want to know what people gonna do about the lies you tell on other people, man,
Right.
and what consequences are going to be faced after this. Of course, none. But I'm thinking that this case is going to highlight a lot of things about basically just lying and how the mainstream media is just trying to push a certain narrative just about black men and how they treat black women. I think.
Yeah. Do you think they and for those of you that don't know, we are live. We are
We
live
live.
on Instagram, which is wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me turn my phone
You got your phone
down.
on.
And we will be live on TikTok pretty soon once we get it together here. You know what I'm saying? We get our streaming keys going. We'll be live on that as well. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys, whoever's on Instagram now, fired up broadcasting on Instagram. Hit us up, give us some love, give us some likes or whatever, so we can continue. Send a Chris. So yeah, so that's basically what's up with that. So what do you think that the outcome of this trial is going to be?
Tory Lane not guilty. It's either gonna be that or a mistrial. It's too much. First of all, it's too much confusion.
Uh-huh.
Um, she obviously was inebriated to the point where she really doesn't remember anything. I think that Kelsey, the friend, probably is the one that really shot at her. I think that this is what happens when you mix alcohol, emotions, jealousy,
Yeah.
and money together. I think that this is just a waste of the taxpayers' money. I
Right.
think that
Right.
for the most part, but to answer your question, I just think he's going to end up getting off, or it's going to be a mistrial or something like that. Because really, the evidence that they have on him is circumstantial, and then the evidence that they have against her, right, is overwhelming.
Right.
And
Right.
so she kind of cornered herself into where she's going to get this not guilty verdict, and she's going to be very upset, and then they're going to spin it in the media and how she was mistreated, and that's going to run for another
So that's
month
going
or
to be another.
two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so I always knew that this was just a thing to kind of basically keep us distracted, man. He never shot her, or she may have had bullet fragments or fragments from the semen, but she never was shot in the foot. There
Hmm.
was no ligaments destroyed, because if so, she wouldn't be walking the same, dancing the same, doing anything the same. Because if
Right.
anybody's ever banged their pinky toe, you know how even that knocks off your equilibrium.
Right.
So let's just talk about being shot in any major tendons
Yeah.
in the foot. So I always knew that it was bullshit and it was a waste of
Yeah.
people's time.
And I'm just curious. I'm just curious as what the whole final outcome is going to be and what the real story is behind all this, which I'm sure they're going to get down to that or whatever. So you guys stay tuned. We try to keep y'all tuned in on that, updated on that as well. What else is going on in the news? Anything happening, man? I don't know. It's been kind of a quiet week.
Gunna and them.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, is it Gunner or who else was it? Did I say earlier? Blueface?
Oh yeah, Blueface. We
Blueface.
want to talk
Yeah.
about the Blueface thing.
Yeah.
All
So
of these,
what's up with
funny
these
today,
rappers,
y'all.
man?
All of these topics, I don't care shit about.
I know,
Y'all.
right? You know what I'm saying? And
I don't
I
like none of
don't.
the. I don't like none of the art. But the thing about the business that we're in, right? We
Right.
gotta
We
kind of
gotta keep
stay
it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
informed.
Let them know we do keep up with the shit.
But Blueface, man, I think it's funny. Me and my girls just talking about that, like how to stay relevant. I think he's just trying to stay relevant, bro, because he's not going to be a breakout star. No disrespect to Blueface, but he was unfortunate. He was fortunate and unfortunate to have a big single like Tatiana. It got him a major deal. It got him signed into these contracts, but with the contractual stipulations that he has, I don't think that he's ever going to be a top artist out of the West Coast. Just for one, he's just not that talented.
Right.
Two, that he had a single that was bigger than he is as an artist. And sometimes that's hard to come with a second hit and then another hit after that and then another hit after that. It makes you appreciate the artist that you love.
Yeah.
So I like I said, I think a lot of this between this, the girl that he's dating, I think a lot of it is just for him to stay current and relevant.
Yeah, but because it's been drama going on between them for a longest or whatever. And when it's something about that, how her teeth get knocked out
during a fight on the show that he created,
one of the shows.
another one of the things that he created to continue to monetize. Now, what I would say about the young brother is that he has figured out that there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? And so he's learning how to monetize and market off whatever the drama or whatever to maintain and keep himself relevant. But my thing is, and I tell all the artists and all of the up and coming artists and all of the current artists that that's not going to keep you here, right? Was sustaining your Kendricks, was sustaining your J. Cole's, your Kodaks, man, your young boys, is that they're putting out quality work. They're building an organic following and fan base, and they're really giving good music. You know what I'm saying? So and the antics just so happen, right? And I mentioned all of those people because they have antics, right? Young boys in and out of jail, Kodak's in and out of jail. But notice that the antics don't overweigh the music.
Yeah.
And it's vice versa for Blueface. And I think that it's brilliant in his case, knowing that he signed his contract and he got to maintain his celebrity, right? But at the same time, I don't think that he's going to get no real success from it.
Yeah. That's all. You said something about who else?
The Rico, Gunna and everybody, Young Thug, and
is something dealing with the court?
Yeah, so he took a plea deal.
Was it because of telling on somebody, or was it basically he?
So the situation is,
did he sell out? That's what I'm saying.
Listen, and this is why I tell the streets is tricky, man.
Yeah.
Depending on what to me, he told.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I say a lot of people don't belong in the street. And so to answer your question, did he get on the stand and did he testify on Young Thug? No.
Right.
Did he make a statement against Young Thug? No.
No, are you sure?
Absolutely not.
I thought that's what they was.
No.
I thought that was the whole thing of the question.
That's not what he did.
Was to kind of
now what he did was, so this is why I say I feel like he told.
Yeah.
What he did is he admitted to some things. Well, he had to admit to some things
that still dealt with
the case,
but also put them in position of pointing the finger at.
Of course, but this is what I'm saying. He didn't really put no blame. He just basically took his responsibility. But the thing about the streets is taking your responsibility is snitching in this case. Yeah. Because if the leader of the gang is being prosecuted for the RICO case and the whole case is based on the narrative that it's a criminal organization, right? That you guys are operating as a gang. The leader of the gang or record label is saying that, no, we're a record label, we're not a gang. But what Gunna did was basically validated the indictment, saying that we are a gang. I do know people in this gang have done crimes. I know that I know that they murder or whatever. and boom.
Okay.
And so he pled out. He pled out. So he didn't tell on anybody, but he told on everybody. If that makes sense.
He didn't tell on anybody, but he told on everybody.
He didn't tell on, and I'm gonna tell you, and that's what's so tricky about the streets and about. I love when this happens, and I hate when it happens because kids get a firsthand chance of how sticky the streets is.
Right.
And so what I mean by this, he didn't specifically tell on anyone.
Right.
He didn't point the finger and say, well, yeah, Young Thug and me are a part of this criminal organization, and he the boss, and I'm second in command, and I sent niggas to get killed for him. We did robberies. No, that's not what he did.
No.
But he told on everybody by admitting to the fact that they're all a gang, which validates the RICO.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
he told on no one, but then told on everybody at the same time.
Yeah. Well, still.
That's what I'm saying. And so
do you think what do you think, like, do you think like being, like once all this is said and done, you know what I mean, that person gonna have to disappear, or you know what
I don't know, man.
What's the protocol?
I don't know. I don't know if this helped the case. Right? Because I remember on The Wire, when the feds came in, everybody just started copping to the deals.
Right.
And Marlowe ended up getting off, which was the head, so it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Chris Barlow, who's the shooter, he pled guilty to all the murders for the case. A couple dudes pled guilty to some drugs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so this happens. That's why I say it's tricky with the Gunna situation.
Yeah.
But if all lawyers weren't in agreement and no communication was had, it can be argued that he was snitching.
Right.
So to answer your question, it depends on when Young Thug gets out, or if he ever gets out, if he clear the air and be like, nah, Sergio did this.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Which is Gunna.
Yeah.
Sergio he basically went to his lawyer and they worked up a deal that put me as the corporate. But until then, this happens often. And that's why I say it's sticky. Right. The streets is tricky because
kind of rhyme, dog. It's sticky. The streets are tricky.
Yeah.
And everybody know the slicky.
No, for real though. The streets is tricky because admitting you snitching just by admitting. But I could also be in agreement with my boss.
Yeah.
That everybody gonna take these pleas so he can get a lesser charge.
Right.
You get me? So we don't all the way know on what's going on. And for these internet dudes and everybody who's saying he's snitching, he this, we don't really know because we don't have no paperwork. That's for one.
Right.
For two, this has happened in the history of gangsters, right? Gangsters talk and they work out deals. You take the murder, you take this, you take this. They already got evidence saying that we a gang.
Right.
Fuck it. All right, we a gang. Let's go this way. You take the murder. You take the guns. You take this. Now the boss can fight on his own without all of the extra charges that the RICO carry. But the thing about the RICO that's tricky is it's a mandatory minimum of 10 years. That's why everybody is getting this long-ass probation, because the RICO carries a 10-year sentence. And what Sergio don't know again is he also, by admitting he can't do any crime, or he's going to go do the 10 years they was going to charge him plus whatever years that he already had.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad you broke it down, dog.
Yeah.
Way to break it down. Well, I'm over here trying to.
But I normally don't like talking about it
forever,
because
that's Buck.
I normally don't talk about it because it.
Well, Buck said eyes on what's that? Yeah. Buck said, I think he's saying that they snitched on everybody. He snitched on everybody.
Yeah,
involved.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that can be argued, Buck, right? Like I said, that can be argued only if there's an asterisk there, though.
Yeah.
If there was a communication, this happens. Mm-hmm. That's happening, and it is not necessarily him snitching. Yeah. Because they could have had a certain amount of evidence.
Yeah, but
everybody got a cop to what they do.
Yeah, but prosecutor has a way of answering things or asking questions to trick you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they'll ask things, whatever that may mean, to you one way, but to them, it's kind of like
It's
you just
everything.
told on
You
yourself.
just told on
You
yourself.
see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you just told on whomever. You didn't say it in a way to the point where you might feel like that you're telling, but you are
I
telling.
mean, but like Buck said, the fact that he admitted he told on everybody. I'm just
Yeah.
but we don't know the workings of the dealing or the dealings of the lawyers.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to say this happens. Everybody can plea out to what they want. Everybody can plea out to their crime, which ultimately will help Young Thug because now he not facing the murder no more.
Yeah.
Now he not facing this. But the thing is, with the RICO case,
Yeah.
it's a 10-year minimum. So by him admitting to the years,
Yeah.
right? By him admitting to the gang, now Young Thug is gonna have to now take the plea.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, yeah, we continue following him on that,
Yeah,
dog.
keep it,
I think,
yeah.
let's get into Christmas, man. It's
Oh,
Christmas
we
season,
gonna
you
talk about the
guys.
crown, right?
Yeah, and I want to thank you and most definitely tell everyone Merry Christmas, having Happy New Year's, Happy Holidays, however you celebrate. Be safe out there. There's a lot of winter storms going on right now, so if you're traveling, please, pay attention to the weather and don't get out there in that storm. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to lose y'all during the holidays. All right. But with that said, man, we're talking about Christmas gifts for kids. What is it like? Is because you kind of brought this up about the investing and then or toys or whatever. So I guess that's the question we want to ask you. Would you think it would be better to invest in your kids or buy them toys? And then we're talking about what age rate, what age range are we talking about as far
That's a
as the
great.
kids?
Now that's
What age
even
range?
greater. That's even
Yeah.
better question. I'm thinking shit as soon as they born.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I was just in a store yesterday, and we were kind of talking about it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That I noticed that we have all of these people lining up for these holidays to spend and become consumers,
Mm-hmm.
but then we're worried about later on where our children and how we're going to be able to afford college,
Right.
or our children are having to go out into the workforce and fend for themselves. And I'm learning that we're working backwards, right?
Okay, but we're talking Christmas though. We're talking about a holiday where the celebration is for giving, and for enjoying a certain gift or
But you don't
whatever.
have to spend
Do that, you know what I'm saying?
$3,000.
But okay, let's
I think that
I
I
get
think
I
that
kind of
I
get where
think
you
that we're getting a bit obsessive with it. Cause I work at Walmart, y'all.
uh-huh.
So I'm a little more privy, right? I see us being consumers,
Mm-hmm.
and I see a lot of money
Going
out. And then I see these same people. We don't know if college is being properly taken care of. We don't know if even if college is being properly taken care of, are you able to provide a job for your child when they leave high school to be able to actually focus on school? Are you able to do these things? Because this is what the rich are doing, right? This is what the wealthy are doing. They're
Well,
preparing their children
I
for
you know what?
the future.
I'm a little
Go ahead.
skeptic because not skeptic, but I'm a little torn because of the fact that I understand where you're getting at, but I also understand we're talking about just a holiday, one holiday, as opposed to actually talking about an overall thing or whatever. You know what I mean? You had the birthdays. You have what other holiday is it? Even uh,
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day,
Day,
you got a whole
yeah,
bunch of
all
little
those other
stuff.
little
Yeah.
holidays or
Yeah.
whatever. But we're talking about Christmas, which is kind of more for if it is for the kids, it's for giving gifts or whatever that they want to enjoy for the holiday.
But
But
who's to say
I
that? I
understand
was
that.
gonna say, who's to say how? Why can't we teach our children what gifts? Like, there's different kinds of gifts,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times we think that it's about giving, but I can give my child a website
Mm-hmm.
or a Roth IRA
Yeah.
that's gonna give them gifts for the rest of their lives.
Okay, but
Do you get what I'm saying?
I
Whether
see what
I
you're
buy
saying.
her a Barbie,
Yeah.
or I buy her a million, I buy her
But we say
100
that now
Barbies.
because we're older and we understand it, and the
Yeah.
economy is a lot different, and
Yeah.
especially since the pandemic,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, we learned more about investing and stuff like that. But just kind of think though, when you was a kid, if your mama gave you what, a certificate, what is it called for the banks?
A bond,
A bond.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, she's going to give you a bond that's for Christmas or whatever. You're not knowing that this is something that's going to,
Of course.
you know, take care of you in the future or whatever the case would be, and understand the growth of that bond or whatever, right? And how much money you can get on it. So you're going to be like, but the rest of your friends got toys. The rest of your friends is kicking it or whatever the case may be, you know, having fun outside. You don't have that.
Yeah, but them friends gonna be broke as shit, and you gonna be
Yeah,
rich
but
later.
as a
And
kid,
yeah,
how would you feel
you
though?
not. Yeah,
How
I
would you
mean,
have felt when you was
I
young?
remember. Okay, because I remember growing up not getting much too.
Right.
Right. And I learned that the older I got, I appreciated even being able to get something.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying not get them anything.
Right.
I'm saying that if we spending 2,000 or we spending 1,000, how come we can't take 500 of that every year
Mhm.
from the time that they're born to they graduate high school and put that towards a fund and then get them something? I'm not saying they can't have nothing to open up under the tree.
Right,
But
right.
I'm saying I think that
Add
we're getting
that,
a bit
add that.
obsessive with our consuming.
So basically what you're getting at is that'll be a good thing to add with the
Absolutely.
whole Christmas
And you
spirit
you don't have to
itself.
have, I don't have to give you 12 Barbies.
Right.
2 Barbies will be suffice. Because what it does is teach them, yes, you can have things. You got a gift. It's Christmas. Everybody have things, but that's okay. Because this later on is gonna turn into this. And you start them young on understanding what investments is, how they work. Because that's what the
Okay.
rich are
I
doing.
don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
If your son wanted a PS, you know, whatever game, right? What is it?
PS5.
Is it PS5 now?
Mhm.
Shit, I don't even know what number they on. The PS5. If your son wanted a PS5, and you know that PS5 is what, $400, $500, $600 somewhere in there, or whatever, right? And you are in this state of mind that you're saying or whatever. How would you explain to your kid that this $500 I'm putting in the bank for you is for your future, and I'm gonna get you, you know, like I might buy you some clothes or such and such and such or whatever, but
So
the PS5 have to
I
wait.
may do 2 things for him.
Uh-huh.
I may incentivize him to give him the PS5 and get him the back end. So I may say, hey, you want the PS5, you got to do this, this, and this every week, and I'm gonna pay you this amount of money, and it's going to
So he has to get it after
He gonna
Christmas.
have to hustle.
He has to get it after or before the Christmas.
Either way,
Yeah.
because you're gonna get it. It's teaching him work ethic,
Right.
and then you got another gift that later on when you get next year maybe you'll be able to buy 2 PS4s
Right.
or PS5s.
Right.
And understand
2 PS4s
or
PS5.
PS5. Yeah, no, right? You stupid. No, PS5s. And teaching them how to compound interest and understand that I can if I get $10,000, I can buy $10,000 worth of candy, or I can buy a candy store and eat candy all my life.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I think that if we teach them now that I'm not taking away from you, I'm adding to you, right?
Yeah.
The fact that you're not getting the material things now is just preparing you for it later. So you're not getting it now, but later you'll be able to buy anything you want. Why them same friends, hold on.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna, I was gonna say something about the friends.
Riding on the Huffies and having all that shit, they catching the bus. Their parents is struggling to get them through college.
Yeah, but as a kid, they don't see that as that for a future for themselves.
You know why?
So
Do you know why?
Because of the traditional and the
because
the
we
shit
also
the society
start
sells you.
them as consumers as well.
Exactly.
We turn our own children into materialistic beings as well.
That is true.
That we gotta have. They don't have to have that.
Right.
A toy or two is suffice.
Yeah.
You don't have to have, because the thing what I'm learning is too is what we have to understand is they're not even playing with these toys longer than 3 weeks.
That's true.
So it's really we're really teaching them not only to be consumers but to be wasteful consumers.
Yeah.
they're not even actually using the product that they're paying their money to get. Now, back to your point, now if I'm making work for that PS5, that motherfucker gonna play that PS5 all day, every day. He gonna make sure it's clean and upkept because now.
But then too, you got kids that actually make money playing those PS5s as well. You know what I'm saying? I
Absolutely.
mean, they actually are it's a
monetized
profession now.
Yeah, they
You know what I'm
gaming
saying?
is game
Exactly.
is good. Gaming is good.
So you know, what would you say about that or whatever? If
But
that's the case,
I think that
and they want that
I
for
think
that
that
particular.
making him work for
Uh-huh.
the PS5 will actually give him work ethic to actually prosper in being a gamer.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's gonna give him that console shit. I gotta go hustle.
That's how you think. That's
Yeah.
how we. But a kid is not
But
going
I
to
think
think
that
that way.
a kid only doesn't think that way because we teaching them to think that way.
Okay.
I think that if we start to change them as kids, this year you only got 2 presents. They're not worried because they used to only getting a couple presents, right? Instead of getting a bunch of presents, they don't even know since they was 1 year old. You've been putting up $500 every Christmas for them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Now when they of age, now you tell them, hey, this is what I've been doing with the other. When they say, Daddy, why come all them other kids? How come all them other kids get bikes and and I'm gonna say, well, here, since you've been doing this, this how much money you got.
Right.
And then I want you to go ask your friends how much money they got.
Yeah. I mean that.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because,
I get it. I
Because
get
I
it.
think
And
that if we start to, the only reason why it sounds peculiar or it sounds far fetched.
No, it don't sound. It don't sound far fetched.
We don't teach our children.
It sounds like the right thing and the plan to do. It don't sound far fetched. It sounds like the smart shit that we probably should have been doing as even as young adults or whatever. You know what I mean? But I guess the way society is set up now, and the way, like you said, the consumers are right now, and how they put this big expectations for toys and
But
games, video games and stuff like that.
That's only for poor people.
Well, and that's true.
And that's what
but
I
that's
want to
what
start
they
to teach
expect,
my children.
right? That's what they expect us to have.
Only what.
But
only poor people are like. I don't think you guys get that. Bezos makes all this money, but he only pays himself $80,000 a year.
Yeah, I remember reading that. Yeah.
Get what I'm saying? Like the richest of
but that's all you need. I mean, shit.
No, but that's what I'm saying, because he's learned that if I invest into me, my future's going to be brighter. Do you get what I'm saying?
Not only that, his fucking legacy.
His legacy is going to be brighter. He understands that, and what makes Jeff Bezos different than Pookie on the corner? Right? Just the mindset.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that separates Bezos from the average person.
Yeah.
Is the mindset and understanding. And if we get our children early and stop making them so materialistic, one, they'll appreciate life more, appreciate the gifts that you do buy them more.
Yeah.
And they'll also understand the value of a dollar.
But it's a shame though for something like that to really be, and for everybody to be on that. It's almost like you probably have to have some sort of movement in order to get people to focus on something like this. Which, I mean, because like I said, it makes a lot of sense, of course, and it is a smart shit to do, whatever. But when it comes to like now, kids is kids, and you don't want to do something for your kids or whatever because of that particular day. You know what I'm saying? But the smart thing, you like you were saying, is to give them a couple of gifts or whatever, but then also be putting money up for them or whatever. So later on, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, especially when they're young or whatever, you can be doing that. And then by the time they get 15, 16, 17 years old, they see like got all this daggone money,
and then they're going to be, now guess what though? Guess what that's going to do? When they 15, 13, 14, 15, and they see all that damn money, their whole saving identity shows up right there. Like, shit, he been saving money. That's how much money I got. Because, these kids is money hungry, too. Now, one thing I would say about this generation more than us, they like money more than they like things.
I don't know.
These kids
it's
are
a little more. It's a little more.
I would say
now because of the whole
it's about 75-25 because
you gotta have the money to get the things.
And that's why I say that they're more focused on the money.
Yeah.
Because they realize, fuck the things, I need the green to get the things.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And so they more focused on money than materialistic things because they know that with the money they can buy materialistic things.
Yeah.
So if I show them and you start to teach them like, hey, then the benefit of money is this is what you can do. You can really buy shit. You can really buy, because I know Derek Gray said that he used to ask his daughter, if I give you $10,000 right now, would you buy candy or a candy store? Most kids who we've turned into consumers will say, I'll buy $10,000 worth of candy. But a smart kid who you've been grooming is gonna say, I'm gonna buy I'm gonna buy a candy store because I can have candy every day. That $10,000 of candy is only gonna last me for so long.
Yeah.
But a candy store is unlimited candy for
That's
me.
true. That's true. That's true.
And it's getting them to understand that you're not losing the gift, you're gaining the gift for later.
Exactly. Let's give a shout out. I want to give a shout out in the comments. I see DV I don't know if I say that right. On Instagram. Appreciate you tapping in. I hope you go to YouTube and subscribe. All right, all right. I see my boy Lance LA is in the house. I see you, man.
What's up? What's up?
Happy birthday, man. I could have swore your birthday was like Sunday, not this past day or so. But anyway, I hit you up.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday if I missed it, bro, because a lot of things been going on over here. Let's go to the comments real quick. We said Buck said start early, but it's teaching moments at certain age when start saving their own money, then they can understand that type of gift. Right.
I agree.
Yeah. I think you can start early, yourself for that kid, but in order for them
to grasp it.
Yeah, to kind of like understand what's going on or whatever, because your kid might be mad at you.
But you,
Daddy, why I ain't got this? But why I ain't got that? Or whatever
the case may be. Early.
Yeah, we can start them early,
some
like you said.
communities that they do the lemonade stand, and some families, instead of letting the kids spend all the money, that PS5 they wanted, instead of them actually paying for that PS5, that lemonade stand pay for that PS5. It teaches the kid how to save. It teaches the kid how work ethic. And it teaches the kid how to achieve a goal, all in the same process.
I'm gonna go with I think this last. I mean, I think you were saying the same thing, but you said give that type of gift when they start saving their own money, so it all makes sense.
I agree with that.
So
That's a good point.
So I how young of an age though would you think that a kid would understand about saving their money?
As soon as they can comprehend reading and writing.
I would say so too.
Because
I wish I had did that type of thing.
We have this misconception that children are stupid.
That
they can't learn at 3 and 4 and 5 and all of this.
Right.
But that's our misconception, and that's the way that they keep our children servants for so long. Because if we start to empower them young and start to give them the identity young of teaching them, all right, I'm going to give you chores.
Yeah.
And every week you're going to make $20. But every week out of that $20, you only going to give $15.
Right.
Because $5 of this dollars you're going to save every week. You can start them real young with that. Right. You can start them real young. And about time they get 15, 16 years old, they're going to not only understand the value of saving, but they're going to also understand how to invest that money to bring back a return. Because you've been teaching them since 4 and 5. So now they've not only mastered saving, because they 5 years into savings, but now they probably maybe 5 to 10 years into investing as well, because you done taught them early. And I think that's what separates poor people from wealthy people, because they start their children early.
Yeah, and but I think and but I think it's a struggle for normal families to try to save for their kid and give them a gift that they may want that's going to make them happy for the holidays. And it does make sense, and it does, what I'm saying, for the people to learn how to do this early. You know what I mean? As even when they're like 4 or 5 years old, 6 years old, understand the speaking, and understand, conversations with their parents. I wish I had that when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted what I wanted when I wanted it.
Yeah, but
Lance, what's up, man? Lance said it's
okay.
It
What?
was oh, you said his birthday was yesterday.
Or happy
His birthday
belated,
is
King.
happy birthday, man. My bad, dog. You know I usually be on top of that shit, man. But it's been crazy. It's crazy. I'll hit you up later, big dog. Um, Vince.
That's
Vince
my
Gregg
cousin.
said go invest it ASAP.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Mom's in the house. Go ahead and read out.
A mom said, as a parent, you have the power to form your children's reality of what the world should be to them. We have to change their perception to create wealth, not lacking based on things that blow away. And I agree. I think our biggest issue is, and you hit the nail on the head, since when have we made it okay to conform to what society thinks is the norm? Right? When have we said, oh, because everybody down the street got a PS5, I need a PS5?
Right.
When did you become that privileged?
Right.
What have you done? And that's the problem with giving all of these things. What have you done to deserve a PS5? Are you a straight A student? Are you
Right.
helping around the house? Or am I talking to you? Are you in student learning and trying to have you started raking up? I remember when I was a little boy, my step pops, one of the greatest things he ever did for me, I would ask for money all the time. I was a little boy. I maybe was 8. But he empowered me because I still have that work ethic to this day. I was 8 years old. He told me, I kept asking for money, $5 here, $5. Said, man, look, you can't I can't keep giving you $5 every day. It taught me about being a man and what a man is supposed to be. And he said, this is what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna get you a bag of salt, and it's a shovel in there, and you gonna go shovel snow.
Right.
And what he did was, yes, that blow. Yes, I didn't get that $5 from him. Yes, it hurt me. But in the extra couple of days, I kept asking him for that $5, and he didn't give it to me. But guess what happened? Guess what happened one day when I asked him for that $5 and he didn't give it to me?
What?
I went in that goddamn and on that porch. I grabbed that salt. I grabbed that shovel, and I started to go shovel yards.
Yeah.
And guess what I learned from that? I learned that if you want something bad enough, you will go get it.
True.
And I was a little boy.
Facts.
I was a little boy, and I grasped that concept.
Right.
And we was talking about teenagers. I was 8 years old and understood. And guess what? I was able to go to the store and buy my own things, and I was rewarded because while everybody was at
now you
home,
say all that though. But what about Christmas? You know what I'm saying? Like when you was younger though. You know what I'm saying? Because and I'm gonna say this because for myself, when I was 12, my mom passed when I was 12, going on 13. So that same year, I started working for myself. I started working because I knew what nobody, not that my grandmother wouldn't have did, but she had enough of us to handle her own shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like if I wanted things for myself, I had to do it.
You got to go get it.
So I had to push myself to learn, to shovel driveways and lawn, lawn grass. And then at that time, I had a summer job. You know what I'm saying, like a rec park or recreation summer job, whatever that that they had given me. Um, but what about at that age though, when you were younger and they basically, there was something that you wanted or whatever for Christmas. Not just in general. I'm saying for Christmas.
I'm glad you asked. So me and my girl, we were just talking about this. I'm glad you asked. I had the pleasure, I don't know if it's a pleasure, but I had the pleasure of growing up with an addict as a grandmother. And grandma made her messed off the Christmas money. I made her live with grandma, and I used this. And one year, grandma brought me some flip-flops, right? What kid, some flip-flops and some socks. What kid would be excited about flip-flops and socks?
Right.
I was.
Right.
Because my grandma taught me young that it's the gift. It's the thought that counts. Somebody brought you something. I think too many times we are plagued with this mentality that a gift has to be a certain amount, or it has to look a certain way, or it has to be a certain way,
or it has to be
or
what
it has
you
to be
wanted.
what you wanted.
Yeah.
But a gift is a gift, and you have to be
appreciative,
grateful, and appreciative for receiving a gift. And even though you give more than others and you feel like you do more than others, you should be appreciative of the gifts that you receive.
Right.
And she taught me that as a little boy. So to this day, I can get a pair of socks. I actually, when people ask me what I want, I'll tell you, just give me a couple pairs of socks and some cologne. And people be like, for real? For real.
Right.
And I'm going to be happy as shit because not only I'm going to use them socks. Now you may get me a electronic or something that's gidgety and gadgety or something that looks good or
But how
something that
long
I
are you gonna
wanted, but I may not use that.
Exactly.
But my grandma Angers too, who wasn't an addict, but my grandma Angers would buy. She would say, "I buy 2 toys for Christmas, and everything else I buy for you to be able to live throughout the year."
Yeah.
So she would buy house shoes and pajamas and things like that. And it took away that illusion of having. I gotta have the big stuff.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because that's kind of like how we were raised. We ended up getting stuff that we needed for the year.
Yeah.
Like you said, the pajamas or socks or
Mhm.
you know what I mean. It
A
wasn't
coat.
always like the toys or whatever. If you get a toy or two, fine. But it's not what you basically is going to last. You know. And my grandmother always wanted to see you wearing whatever it is. You know, so she don't have to buy it in the next
Next
6
year,
months or
6
so.
months for
You know what I
sure.
mean?
Absolutely.
That type of
Absolutely.
thing. So
And
that do
then
make sense. That
and
do
then
make sense.
down the street, and then in the same breath, down the street, you got people who got all the new stuff and got all that, but you still got your winter coat.
Exactly.
They out here nose running and shit
Yeah.
because they mom ain't bought the winter coat yet.
True.
You know what I'm
That is
saying?
true. Yeah.
You know? But let's get into these comments.
Mom said, it's the hardest choice to buy a gift for Christmas or pay rent and put food on the table. Our grandparents made us earn what we have to appreciate how we are and make our own way. Empower your youth. Yes.
I agree.
That's exactly. And that's how we was raised. A lot of us, you know, a lot of kids or a lot of parents don't raise their kids this way because they are kids themselves.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They're still on this. You have the young mothers that basically are and fathers that basically, you know, are able or capable of getting things now to themselves that they don't realize that, you know, how to bring their own kids up to appreciate things. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm
I
saying?
do.
You know, it's because they're young. They're having the kids so young, whatever. And they got to a point where, oh, I can buy myself such and such and such for Christmas, or I can do this or whatever. And since they didn't have it when they gonna give their babies, you know, this or whatever because they felt like that's what they wanted when they was kids. So it's kind of like, you know, so that cycle goes.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
cycle goes on or whatever. Instead of sit back, think about what you're doing for your kids holiday and you know try to go from that point. You know what I'm saying? She said, "Hey, Nick,
A Nick said, "Hey fam, what's up, Nick?"
Latrice,
That's my sis.
go ahead."
My sister said, Latrice said, my son is comprehending reading and writing, and he don't care about saving his birthday money. He want his toy with his what he would call monies. I would like you. Can you teach them when allowance start? Yeah, I think that you start when they get allowance, but also Tracy, you have also spoiled them too early.
Yeah.
So you know, cause my sister, you
You
know,
don't care about
because she grew up the way she grew up, she wanted to be a different mom. So she do the food, the menus for the week, and
Yeah.
you know she want to make she does time out, and she want to make sure you have the toys you need. She gets so many toys that they have to recycle toys every 6 months.
Yeah.
Because that's how often
many
he's
is-
getting toys.
Yeah.
So that in that way, it goes back to my point to saying, in a way, you kind of made him like that
True.
by
That's true.
providing him with all them toys. But if you would have limited him to a few toys here and there, he
Right.
would be more into saving.
Yeah. Or
Because
understanding.
or understanding that
he
okay,
don't have to
I can
have those
save
things.
this money, and I like ice cream too. That money I spent on that toy that I don't play with no more, I could have had ice cream for a week. And that's how you got to start incentivizing them and understanding it. Like, yeah, I could get you this toy, but I can get you 5 of these later on. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And teaching them the importance of achieving a goal and understanding the value of waiting for something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, and all in all, and we're gonna wrap up on this particular subject, but and all in all is trying to get smarter as parents
Yeah.
to invest in your kids. Whether it's in the holidays or just throughout the whole year, really. You know what I mean. But when it comes to the holidays too, is training their minds of investing and saving or whatever the case would be, because that's what's going to be really important for your future. You know what I mean. So that's really what that comes down to. But I see Marlon. I see joined us on Instagram.
Just popped in.
He's on Instagram. Oh, he just came in on what's the name too?
Yeah.
You on everything, man. Stay on all. Hey, matter of fact, y'all can stay on all the platforms. We need it. We need it. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get them numbers up. Or whatever.
Real.
So that's what's up. Mom said that it's the hardest choice to buy a gift. Huh? Did we do that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go to.
Oh, she said, "Hey, Nick, Marlon." Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go to Marlon. Marlon said, "What's good, y'all? Sorry I'm late and haven't been on here the last few episodes. Atlanta is a special place and indulging in all of the amazing festivities." This fool
indulging.
Yeah, Marlon done lost his mind.
Right. All right, boy, you been watching that ATL, man. I know how it can be. I lived there for 3 years. Yeah. I only remember one of the years, so I don't. I lived there for 3 and only remember one. It's a blur, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, no, it could become a blur in the ATL. So yeah, so that most definitely you guys is
let's just be more mindful. That's all I'm saying.
Yes,
I'm
that
not
part.
Because I bought toys this year, but I said next year I'm buying them. One of the toys I bought my daughter is not it's a gift, but it's another kind of gift.
Yeah, that's why I forgot to ask that. Yeah, like what did you get?
I got them all stuff, but this year I was doing my shopping.
No, but the key question is this.
Over it.
The key question is, did you save money for them, or did you put money up for them, like we're talking about today?
I have not.
See,
but that's what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is,
no, hold on, because this is the thing. We preach it, but we don't always do it.
No, that's what I was saying.
And we understand it, and it's kind of like
saying that this was my last year on actually. That's why I came up with the topic, or I suggested the topic, because I finally realized myself, like, this is a waste of money.
Yeah.
And we could be doing something if we spending it for the kids, and it's so important for the kids. I can be investing more into their future. Whether it's if my daughter like baking, getting her all the shit that she liked to bake and make a baking channel. You get what I'm saying?
Let me ask you something real quick. Let me ask you something real quick.
Go ahead.
And that epiphany just came upon you because of basically what you had to go through this year. But when we back in the day, say like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, before the relationship that you're in right now, and the maturity that you become, after school and before schooling and stuff like that, would you have thought about this whole thing?
Absolutely not. Hell no. I was spending money,
and you just think of just spending right.
No, because the funny part is the reason why I think the way I do now is because I think about when I didn't think like that, and all of the blown opportunities that I had.
Right.
All of the money I had when I could have had a smoke shop. This could have been your second studio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. If we understood,
how much money I spent, I could have
your third studio.
Yeah, international.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And when we start to understand, and really this year we're taking this finance class. Remember, I dropped it. I gotta retake it.
Okay.
Because I was gone. Whatever.
That's that story, yeah.
But I learned just from that moment. I learned so much about what we're doing with our finances, and what we're saying, that how much money we make, and what we spending, how much money we make.
Right.
You feel me? Where we're spending that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so instead of, I was just telling my girl, with the way I learned how to budget, I can eat out every day on $3 because I go to Del Taco.
I was curious. Where you getting the food? Where you getting fed for $12?
Either three soft snack tacos, either 3 soft shell snack tacos that come to like $3.25, or a bean burrito and 2 soft shell snack tacos. It come to like $3.25.
Yeah.
Every time. $2.94 to $3.25 every time. You get what I'm saying? And some people are spending 10 times this just for lunch.
Exactly.
On one day.
That's true.
Think about that. think about that. So that finance class taught me shit. I could take this $30 and instead of spending it on 2 meals, I can split this bitch up and then I can't eat out.
Yeah.
Them nights my girl don't want to cook, I can go grab me some Del Taco real quick.
Right.
And be cool.
Right.
And be full. And just understand. So I think that, to answer your question, I think that learning from my past mistakes and understand, damn, I could have did so much more with that money. Exactly. And learning, like, I'm not gonna put my children through that. Right. Because our goal as parents is to prepare our children for a career, not college. College, I keep telling people that college is not for your child to go get a damn job.
You know, the
That's
weirdest
your
thing
job.
about I think my daughter has when it comes to finance, money and stuff, she has her mom's genes. You know what I mean? She has her mom because she most definitely, she's not uh, a big spender like that. I mean, she handles her money. She's doing things well, a lot better when I was younger, her age. Same way with my son. You know what I mean? I don't know where they got it from, but it wasn't for me because all I did was spend, 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 and I could have been rich by now if I had learned and understood things that I do now and matured earlier. You know what I'm saying? Or had someone in my life to actually, guide me in those means of finance or whatever. So when I was younger, so but yeah, let's get to this next topic. Oh, wait a minute, we got Del Taco. You'll spend that was Buck. He said you'll spend more money on baby wipes.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into this next one, you guys.
My point exactly, but
right. All right, so this thing, man, this Crown Act.
Because I got some stuff about it.
Has jumped back into the news, you guys, and let me see if I can find my photo. I had it. Okay, here it is.
And can I tell them what it means?
Yeah. Go ahead and tell me.
Crown means creating a respectful and open world for natural hair. Crown. This is a campaign launched and an act launched in California. Basically do for the hair, and I got some real good stats here, and I'm just waiting on fuel. But it says on the page, it says we're ending hair discrimination. The Crown Act was created in 2019 by Dave and the Crown Coalition in partnership with then State Senator Holly J. Mitchell of California to ensure protection against discrimination based on race-based hairstyles by extending statutory protection to hair texture and protective styles such as braids, locks, twists, and knots in the workplace and public schools.
Yeah,
this is deep.
I think the deep thing is that we're going backwards. You know, why is it even in the news now? Why is it even being talked about again? All these things or whatever that's been going on, a lot of things that's been going on in the news, especially since the whole Trump administration and everything, things has been going backwards. And the fact that or whatever to try to discriminate or make it or ban the discrimination because of what? Why? Are you upset? Are you upset that that people are getting these certain jobs or something, or there's lawsuits being made because of the discrimination, and you try to keep it from having these lawsuits now because you're being sued for it? You know what I mean? And that's your problem, basically. You know what I mean? But why do we got to still continue to fight, man, for our rights or for against discrimination, not just our skin, but now even our hair? And that's the thing that bothers me the most to even still hear in the news. Besides that, and other stuff that we're actually going to be talking about today. I think that it should stay as it is. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be a topic at all in any court law or supreme anywhere. It shouldn't be a law. You know what I mean? So to me, I want to know what other people think about this or whatever, as to seeing their point of view of the discrimination or non-discrimination being banned. I'm sorry, being banned and everything. So, what do you think?
Once again, man, you all know what it is, man. Y'all know it's all a perpetuation of white supremacy, man. And that illusion of what white supremacy is. And this illusion what we are, of the hair and the strength. And I get biblical sometimes. Sanford in the Bible, his hair, his strength was in his hair. And I think that a lot of the cultures understand that our strength is in our hair. And they mock us and make fun of us because our strength is in our hair. And I'm with you. I don't think that I disagree with you about. I do think that we should be talking about it. I do think that these conversations should come up. I don't think that it should be challenged in court, right?
Right.
But I do think that these conversations need to come up because I think we need to understand what is so.
Come up in order to feel like that we're not forgetting. It's not, in other words,
Also,
it's
the,
kind of.
the
But my thing is, why
conversation
should
for
it even
yeah,
be?
but the conversation for both sides,
Yes.
right? What for the perpetuators of white supremacy? What is it about black hair that you're so afraid of?
Right.
Right, that is a conversation that needs to be
Or
had.
what is it in the
Or
workplace? What is it that bothers
what
you
is it?
in
What
the
is it
workplace?
threatening in the workplace?
Yes. What's
What
the
is it
threat?
threatening in athletic sports? What is hair? What is black hair? What is so fearful about black hair?
Right.
That conversation needs to be had, right? And it has to be an open platform for it. Do you think that it's the strength? Are you perpetuating the Fox News stereotype that people with dreadlocks and matted hair are criminals, right? Where's your mindset? Where's your mind frame coming with when we challenge the Crown Act? Then, as people of color and people who have hair have these issues, then we can say, well, hey, that's not why I'm doing it. That's not why I do that. It's culturally this for me. My father wore locks. My mother is a beautician and she tried locks on my hair and it looked good. And so I've been having locks since I was 4 years old. There's a story behind everybody's lifestyle and things. So I do think the conversation needs to be had. I think the whole fact that it's coming up in court is, like I said in the beginning, is just to perpetuate this stereotype of this white supremacy perception, right?
Yeah.
That black hair is dangerous. Black hair is whatever.
It's almost teaching the white race basically things that's happened in the past that they're trying to continue to happen here in the future. You know what I mean? Like Buck said, he said cause bigotry would never go away. They teach it to generate. What do you say? Here it goes. My bad. Sorry, Nigel. They teach it to generations to come. You know, and
Absolutely.
it's kind of like you're teaching your kids now something that shouldn't even be a factor anymore. You know what I'm saying? So when they come up, they're looking at you differently. You know what I mean? And it's now a factor or whatever to the point where, say, like a white kid that's growing up and he's in his teenage years or whatever, and this is one of the factors that's going on. He grows up to become a senator. Now, from what he learned or whatever, and however he learned the discrimination of it or the bad parts of that, he wants to bring it to office and ban it because he thinking it's bad because their parents or whoever before them has thought it was bad.
Because
So
perpetuate
this
it. Yeah,
gonna continue
absolutely.
protect
Yeah,
right
yeah,
throughout this
yeah.
throughout
I
our
agree.
futures or whatever, and we got to figure out how a way or not a way to stop it, but continue like you said. You was right. Continue
Bless you.
continue having it as a
It's
conversation.
I think the conversation because we have been plagued with this ideology of race and that it truly matters in America, and it really doesn't.
Mhm.
Just so happen black people they get off in our ass a lot. The nation has been built on us, but they've built this nation on many people. And I say that to say that's why conversations like this needs to be had, right? Because there's probably somewhere where It's not just happening in Black communities, right? It's probably somewhere in an Appalachian mountain somewhere where a white kid is going through the same thing, right? Or in El Paso, Texas, where a Latino is going through the same thing. And I think that when we have these conversations, we learn that it's not cultural, it's universal, right? When we start to understand that the perpetuation of white supremacy is not just in America, but it's worldwide, then we can start having a conversation to start to get rid of some of this bad behavior we learned. But if we make it a problem, a race problem, and say, oh, that's just the blacks' problem, or that's just the whites' problem, or that's just the Latinos' problem, then I can I can basically deter the problem, right? I can just block it out, say, well, that issue is not me until it reaches me. But it's like the domino effect. We allow it to, if I allow it to happen to my neighbor, it's soon going to happen to me. And I think that the creation of this conversation allows us to challenge these people with this way of thinking.
Which is true.
You get what I'm saying? Because now we're talking about it. Now we hear, and then you start talking about it, say, well, what I said just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so now I'm like, oh shit, who taught me that?
Yeah.
My mom taught me that. Oh
we need to
shit.
continue.
Yeah.
Like we need to continue that those conversations,
Mhm.
like you said, or whatever, because we are getting it to a point where all this old shit is coming up again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's ridiculous. Mom said, no, it's not taking us backwards. We're widely discriminated against based on our hair because it is representation of our heritage. We were forced to conform down to our hair.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. You know,
Malcolm talks about that in his book.
Yeah.
I'm rereading Malcolm right now. I'm listening to Malcolm right now. Malcolm talks about that.
She said, unfortunately, we have to fight all our lives. Persons formerly or a corporate America, they said my braids were intimidating. The other people wanted to wipe out everything that represents who we are. That is, that's I don't. I guess I will never understand how your hair can be intimidating to people. You know what I mean? I don't really
I
understand
can.
how even our heritage can be really
I can
intimidating.
because
I mean, if
it's
if
been
we are, we
perpetuated
are who
as
we are. We're strong. We're smart. We're strong. You know what I'm saying? We're creative. We're all of these things that basically that you copy off of to be.
but in the mass, this is what we have to understand. In the mass media, it's all perpetuated negatively. And so what's happening is we're not understanding that most of the people in America are way more brainwashed than we are. We're brainwashed because we're taught to hate ourselves. They're brainwashed because they're taught to hate us, which is allowing their own people to make them hate themselves. Does that make sense? Like they're taught to hate us.
Right.
But the hate that they have with us always returns back to their communities via mass shootings, via bombings, via serial killers, because the hate that they give other cultures, because their perpetuation and the standard that they create in these communities that no one could live up to because it's just not real. It's just not the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, I think that we have to realize that there's a constant negative image on blackness, man, or not just blackness, just color in general. Pigment, there's a natural issue with it. People have a problem with it. And so there's this perpetuation of negative stereotypes. So that's why they're threatened. That's why that's why it's this misrepresentation. Because on TV, it's known as negative.
Let's go.
Comments?
What's that?
Or you want to go get into dear brother, dear sister?
We're gonna give. We got actually, yeah, we got one more. It's our fault always needing them to thrive when we can come together and thrive together as culture in our business.
I agree.
Yeah, that's the whole problem now. And sometimes you have people that want to uh, lead that movement, so to speak, right? You have people that wants to lead that movement of doing that, but then those people themselves aren't 100, or they're not that. I mean, they're knowledgeable, but they pretty much end up being how can I put it? I want to say the right word here. Some people are very they can preach it, but they can't practice. They don't can't practice what they preach. That's
People
what
are
I'm trying to say.
hypocritical.
Yeah, hypocrite. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. There's a lot of people and we know that these are things that we have to do, but they become hypocritical. You know what I mean? Uh, say for instance, just for example, our churches, you know what I'm saying? You have these pastors or whatever that people go to, and they're going, it's supposed to be, healing or spiritually helping people, but then yet you're doing dirty crap behind. You're stealing the money, you're committing adultery, you know what I'm saying? You're messing with little kids and all that kind of stuff. And it makes it so hard for our own culture to try to, to trust each other.
Mm-hmm.
So when
Mm-hmm.
we see those things or whatever, it's very hard to trust each other. And not to say, we want to put part of the blame on the media, but some of the blame is really just on us as a culture, period. You know what I mean?
For allowing.
The media don't cause us to shoot each other, killing our own black, our own race. You know what I'm saying? They don't call we don't the media ain't part of that except for I take it back.
Yeah,
I
it's
take it
definitely a
back because they
perpetuation
put the
of it.
drugs they put the
Yeah,
drugs
that's
out there.
it's
They put the things out there, the tools out there for them to have to do it, the guns, the tools, and stuff like that in
but
order to
like
do it. But
like
we're
Malcolm
stupid.
said though, we don't have to indulge.
That part.
And that's where the responsibility comes in on
Mhm.
our side. And that goes back to what we're saying about Christmas. We have to stop perpetuating in white supremacy and then hate how white supremacy treats us.
Right.
We allow white supremacy to turn us into consumers and then get mad that there's no money in our communities. And you know what I mean? We get mad that they discriminate against our hair, but then when we see someone with their hair natural, we call they shit nappy. You know what I mean? So we're just as bad as them, if not worse, because we help perpetuate their stereotypes and negative connotations about us in our own communities to the point to the fact that we believe that shit and we start to push that shit around. And Malcolm talks about just having good hair. What does that mean? What does that mean? And because you have mine's is more coarse than yours is more fine, that makes your hair good. Because in some parts, the way that my hair takes grease and the way your hair doesn't take grease could be considered different, right? I can say that my hair is better because I can take I can take more heat. I can take this and that. You can't take that because your hair is less coarse, whatever, whatever. So we can all argue what's better and what's worse, but what the best thing to do is understand what's best for us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nick says jealousy, envy, and hate.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into this next topic, you guys. Man, it's a lot going on, man, and it's all this racial stuff right now. We ended this year with some crazy stuff, man. So, interracial relationships, interracial relationships. Do you agree or disagree to ban? And I think I meant that a marriage. I think it's what I meant to put in there. Interracial marriage, and do you agree
Are
or
they
disagree to ban
banning it somewhere?
that? So basically, what has happened is the senator Republican have blocked the. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong shit. um, here, matter of fact, oh here it is. Here it is. My bad, you guys. Just kind of give you an understanding of what we're about to be talking about here. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. I know Nigel's like, man, why the hell I ain't doing all this? I'm giving you a break today, man. Yeah, a break today, man.
Senator Braun was on a conference call with media talking about what he's looking for when it comes to the nomination process of Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson. That is because the Senate Judiciary Committee is holding confirmation hearings for Jackson. Braun says what he wants out of a Supreme Court justice is someone who interprets the law, not someone who acts as an activist. Braun told reporters that he views the Supreme Court decision to legalize abortion as a case of judicial activism. He says it's an issue that should have been left up to each individual state. And when asked by a reporter, he said the 1967 Supreme Court decision to legalize interracial marriage should have been left up to the states, not the federal government. This is the entirety of what he said.
When it comes to issues, you can't have it both ways. When you want that diversity to shine within our federal system, there are going to be rules and proceedings. They're going to be out of sync with maybe what other states would do. It's a beauty of the system, and that's where the differences among points of view in our 50 states ought to express themselves. And I'm not saying that rule would apply in general, depending on the topic, but it should mostly be in general, because it's hard to have it on issues that you just are interested in when you deny it for others with a different point of view.
So you would be okay with the Supreme Court leaving the question of interracial marriage to the states?
Yes, I think that
man, oh man, oh man, oh man. It's crazy, man.
Man, listen, you know how I feel about
This
it.
is crazy. This is so
might be
crazy.
the only white man I agree with.
The what?
I agree.
Okay.
You know
all right, but let's go then. Let's go. I don't agree.
I know you don't
Fat boy
agree.
I don't agree. And the reason is because no one should have the right to control anything or anyone that you decide to be with.
I agree.
You know what I
agree
mean?
that.
Now, likely, there are families, there are races that whatever that basically prefer them to be, with their own race type of thing or whatever. But to make it an issue, to make it a law, to make it a state.
No, that's what he's saying, though.
No, he's saying to
he's saying that
he said giving to each state their own.
That's
bullshit. That's still bullshit. Nobody shouldn't have no option for that type of thing. That's why they had the law back in the day with road and what was it? I have to look it up. But go ahead.
It's the same thing. It's like you forcing your ideology on someone else as well, right?
Forcing what ideology?
It's by what he's saying is by giving each state the ability to say yay or nay instead of making it a federal thing, because
that's our problem now.
That's not
our
a
problem
federal
now.
issue.
Is giving each state a yay or nay or something that has something to do with someone's lifestyle, with someone. You know what I'm saying? With someone's race, with someone's that's their business. Just like the whole LPGQ, whatever however, I don't know how to, but but you know what I'm saying? Right. That's their business. That's their right. Even if we don't agree to it, or who doesn't agree to it, or whatever, that's their business. That's their lifestyle. But to actually putting this back, and after I was reading about it's back in 65 or whatever, when they actually made it a law.
In Virginia, right?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So when they actually did that or whatever, you know what I mean? Leave it alone.
That's why Virginia is called the state of the love.
So leave it alone. Did it mess up anything? Did it cause problems? No. Interracial relationship has not caused anybody any problem. Has not bothered anybody.
I could argue.
Go ahead, argue.
I won't, but I could.
Go ahead. I want to hear.
I won't, but I could.
Because
I personally just don't agree with it, but that's just my opinion. So I'm gonna leave my opinion to myself.
No, because other people might have those same opinions or whatever, but still, you have to come to some point or whatever, because this is kind of like, even with that, you're separating.
Because I think we're looking at it as white. We're looking at it on the white supremacist side. But if I'm a black man, I don't necessarily want Rufford dating my cousin or Tommy dating my cousin. Mm-hmm. I don't want Tommy in my family like that. No disrespect to Tommy. I'm just saying, we got to stop. There's nothing wrong with being pro-you. It's being anti someone else that's the issue. So there is nothing wrong with wanting to coexist with your people. That is nothing
There's
wrong
nothing
with
wrong
that.
with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. But with the laws saying that basically it's just okay to saying that, all right, well, it is okay that you do go outside your race. And I think that with us, we just one of some of the only people that do it more than others.
Nope. If you actually look at the statistics, you have white people that are with a lot of Asians. You have white
Absolutely.
people that are with
They taking a lot of the blacks, the
Latino and
sisters
Indian.
too.
So I mean, but we're actually we're only at 14% of the population when it comes to mixed races. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
So I'm saying we're low, we're down. Yeah, although it happens, yes, we're down. But the whole point is this: it should not matter. It should not be anyone's business, and so no one should be controlling that about anyone.
I agree with
Period.
that. I do agree with that.
You know
I
what
do
I'm
agree
saying?
with that.
And that's the whole thing. It's like you can have their opinion. Your family can have your opinions or whatever the case may be. That's fine. You know what I mean? But when it comes for my happiness, when it comes for my lifestyle, whatever I doing, and if someone that's not my race agrees with what I'm doing and definitely, you know, backing what I'm doing or whatever, then someone else that I may feel like should because they're black. No, I'm gonna be with whoever make me happy at the point in time or whatever. I'm not going to go outside of that or whatever just because, you know, this person is being good to me. This person being nice to me or whatever. I feel good when I see this person. I feel love when I feel this person, when I see this person or whatever. So, but I can't do it because of this. Or I shouldn't do it because of this. That should be in the back of my mind because I'm black and because she's white or because I'm black and she's Latino or you know what I'm saying? But you know, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And so to actually try to go back and the stuff that we've been talking about, it's almost, I know mom said it wasn't going backwards. In a way, it is.
We going back a little bit.
It is because it's kind of like they're trying to bring up all these things, especially that laws that has already been passed to not
white
even.
men are
You know what I
losing,
mean?
and they sick of it.
They're losing.
They sick of that
yeah,
shit.
I know,
And
but
they tired of y'all sleeping with their women. That's what it is.
Fat boy, hold on, we got a comment. Hold on. Oh, who's that? Rob Jackson. What's up, man?
What's up,
Hold on.
Rob?
You said date who you want, but I don't have to like it. True.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I agree with that. I agree with that, Jack.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that, Jack.
And that's what a lot of people, they don't have to like it. Fat boy, you mean to tell me if you loved a Mexican, Asian, white person and wanted to marry her and folks were against it, you wouldn't do it because someone else said no? Man,
Absolutely
come on.
not. No, I wouldn't let nobody stop me.
Right.
No, I agree. I wouldn't let nobody stop me from doing it. I was just saying that I kind of agree with him as far as it being each individual state should have just, I think Roe versus Wade is the same thing.
A state should not have that.
But that's what makes
the
us
Roe versus Wade. They should not even have that.
That's what makes us a democracy, though.
But they shouldn't.
Hold on, this is what I'm trying to say. And sometimes we forget that that's what we are. We're a democracy. So each state should have certain things should be a federal standard, but some states should have individual laws and saying, okay, we don't
Why does somebody got to go to another state to get no. Why does somebody have to go to another state in order to live their lives? And because of the fact because my state doing. If I grew up in Kansas City, if I whatever and I basically wanted to marry a white woman, right? But my state doesn't allow that. Why I got to go to another state, uplift my life, change everything around or whatever, just to have be married with this person? Why?
I agree.
You shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't
have to.
But what I'm saying is, I still feel that each state
you got a
should have
career
their
in
own
your
right.
state. You got a career, blah blah blah. Because of who you fall in love with, because of who you see or whatever, you gonna sit here and try to tell me control and tell me I can't do it.
That's the same thing.
And then the funny thing, the same ones that make these laws are the same ones that are mixing in these fucking races themselves.
It's like with weed.
That's all I'm
saying. I can say that I would like weed to be legal federally, but I understand that if it becomes legal federally, there's a lot of jurisdictions and stipulations that's going to change the laws to it. But I understand that by it being individually by state, I understand that it's different here, right? I understand that the laws and things, right? Because when we as a state, right?
Yeah.
If I get caught with weed here and driving, it's a DUI now because it's legal here.
So that's a different thing, though. We're talking about somebody's lifestyle. We're talking about somebody's weed is your lifestyle. I'm talking about humanity. I'm talking about the whole humanity part of it, as when it comes to people's lives or whatever, and having someone else telling you what you can and cannot do with your life, just like Wade versus Roe versus Wade, just like that. Just this whole thing that we're talking about now is just like that. You know what I mean? And there's no one that should be able to control who you see and who you talk to. Just like when it comes to the LPG. I don't know why I can never say it right. But anyway.
I just want to know, like, white people must really be losing. They going in the books and finding, oh shit,
that's
Roe
what I'm saying. That part. Right.
Love versus Jackson versus, like, God damn, y'all went and found shit from 1965.
Right. I mean, that's all they had. You know what I'm saying?
They hold no. It honestly, y'all, I find it kind of humorous, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. You're entitled to love who you want to love. Jack said it the best. You entitled to do what you want to do, but I ain't entitled to like it, period.
Sound like some of those lawmakers got daughters that love them some Ray.
Absolutely.
right.
Dropping straight pipe off
nope,
on them.
it's going. She said, nope.
I agree.
It's going backwards.
It's going backwards.
Yeah. Yes, states need to stay out of people's relationships. Yes, Rob. Exactly at Rob. Oh, okay. And then crack it up. Okay. All right, real quick. We're gonna get this. I gotta get this one. We only got time for this one call. Dear brothers and sisters. I think Nigel, you got it over there on the side.
All right, y'all, man. Y'all know what time it is. Dear brother, dear sister, make sure y'all send a video, audio clip to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. That's firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com, entitled the Dear Brother, Dear Sister, man. We waiting on y'all questions, man. We excited about it. You know, this is my favorite time of the show.
All right.
Let's get to it. Let's get it. That's a good question. Run that back.
Hear that?
Run that back.
Should I turn it up a little bit?
Yeah, turn that up a little bit. Turn up a little bit. A little bit. Just a little.
My question is, in this modern day world of dating apps, before we exclusively start dating someone, do you think we should do background checks? And if we do, should we tell the person we did it?
I should have heard it through the mic right now.
Yeah, I heard it.
I can hear it here. All right. Let us know. Did y'all hear that question?
The question was, in this dating world, online dating, basically, is it okay to do a background check on a person that you're talking to? And should you tell them that you did the background check?
Okay. You want to go first?
How many criminals have you dated, though? That's what I want to know. Like, when women start saying shit like that,
at what point do you feel like you have to do it?
What kind of men are y'all dating, and vice versa? Like, what kind of women are you dating to where you have to perform a background check? Like, what have we done, people, with our dating lives that we're performing background checks on people? I think it's a smart idea if you want to know about them. But I guess the most important thing is letting them know, hey, man, either in a jokingly way or in a serious way, hey, man, I did a background check on you before I came out on this date. You know, with the people being so weird or whatever, I didn't necessarily know what was going on, and I just want to know what you haven't passed. But this is what I want to tell y'all, women, because this is women, that shit don't work. Because you could pull up his background and it could be squeaky clean and he could be a woman beater. Right? Or you can pull up his background. He was an ex-con, and he may be the greatest man that you ever had. So we gotta stop doing that shit too. I think that when you do stuff like that, you're looking for reasons for the relationship to fail. I think that you're informing yourself, yeah, but then it's also like you going into it with bad intentions because you're trying to find out instead of giving that person the benefit of the doubt of actually telling you. Because it's almost like you snooping and you don't even know me. Like you did it. First of all, how many people are you doing background checks on? That's what I'm saying. Like, I could be the 7th person you did a background check on this week because you casually dating. You on a dating app. How often are you doing background checks? And why the fuck are you doing background checks?
Okay, so what if it's the person that you're really into, and you're planning on, like, this is the person that I really want to date, I really want to see, really going to get to know or whatever, and I'm not on the site no more. You know what I mean? I was just kind of like, I want to get to know this person or whatever. And you get to know the person, everything hunky dory cool, but you don't know the history of that person. You don't know if he had a domestic violence back in the day. You don't know if he did time in prison for murder. Because sometimes relationships, you start in a relationship and everything's lovey-dovey and cool, whatever, and you start learning shit inkling by inkling, little by little, hoping that this doesn't chase that person away now that she likes me. You know what I'm saying? So now I can give her this news or whatever and tell her and give her the reason why. When you could have basically just did a background check and be like, okay, I see what's up with you. Rather have it right up front or whatever, and either deal with it or don't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So
So you out here performing background checks on women?
Huh?
Huh?
I haven't done a background check on no female
I
at
just
all.
feel like
I
feel like that's
I think
invading
it is
people's
okay though.
privacy.
I think it's
that
okay
that's
for a woman to do it for a guy though, because you don't know
yeah, but that
what
don't
you're getting
tell
into.
nothing, man.
Not when you meet them on the online. If you meet somebody
That shit don't
outside of that,
tell nothing.
but back in the day, when you meet somebody outside of being online or
Just
whatever, other people knows these people, and you talk to other people, and like, what do you think about, or have such
okay.
and such.
Can I say
You
this,
kind of have that type of communication,
ladies?
but you don't have that no more.
Ladies, I'm gonna let you know the shit y'all be thinking work don't work. You're gonna have to really go in there and get the scabs and the scars, man. You're gonna really have to learn real interaction with men. And I said to say, Ted Bundy had a whole wife, man, a family. Well, it wasn't a wife, but you know what I mean.
What if somebody would have did a background check
he
on
was
him?
literally living, but the background check prior to that, he had no cases. So even if she would have did a,
Well,
listen, what I'm saying,
he had women after the ones that he went basically.
but prior to her meeting him, he had never been caught.
You mean at the beginning?
Nobody knew what he was.
Okay.
So if she would have did a background check on him, he still would have got her because he hadn't committed none of the fucking crimes yet. That shit don't prove
But what
nothing.
after one afterwards though? What if after the crimes that he did commit, or whatever, and then the chick after that or whatever did a background check on him?
Okay, that could help you later on if you're dealing with a
that's what I'm
serial killer.
saying. If you deal, yeah,
I get what you say.
I understand the first one might be shit out of luck, but I'm saying that as time goes on,
how often are you running into that, and how often are you background and checking people? That's where I guess I have to ask the question on that. How often are you running background checks?
Yeah.
And what are you looking for? Are you looking for? Are you doing it for validation and safety reasons only, or are you just looking for a reason to not move forward?
No, I think only if you're getting serious with someone and you feel like that's where your life is going to be, and things are hunky-dory good, off bat. You know what I mean? You get, you find somebody, like, she's doing this for me, she's doing that for me, she's there, emotionally, spiritually.
So
you
why
getting
would you want a background checker to find out that she's not?
No, you're getting on that because you only know that you could be just getting that for that particular time. Not knowing that in the future, like, he could, like, if he got
tell you that?
No, say like if he's like medically or whatever, got is bipolar or something. You know what I'm saying? You want to know that.
But does the background check pull that kind of shit up? It does
It
not.
might if he had a
It
case.
does not.
If he has a case.
But does it? And
If he has a
only
case.
if the case is pertaining to his bipolarness.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
So
if
that's
he
what I'm
has
saying.
a case.
So that's what the point I'm making. When you're running the background checks, you're not really getting anything that unless that he robbed a bank or he's a murderer.
But
That's
said
the
it wouldn't. He said it wouldn't. It was not tell enough about the person anyway.
That's what I'm saying. It's not going to give you
I
what
think
you're looking for.
It might not tell enough, but I think it will give an idea.
But it only gives you an idea to prejudge the relationship.
Well,
which then hinders the relationship from progressing because now
you do got a point. I
now
understand
you have this
that.
ideology because and if you ain't told him, it's even worse because now you acting funny for no reason and this person like this motherfucker tripping and you done ran a background check on him.
Right.
Because you done passed judgment and this motherfucker could have been reformed, could have grown up bad and did a lot of bad things in his life.
Yeah.
And you were a first step to him changing.
Right.
Or vice versa.
Right.
So,
I think
let's not hold
if you
people's
do
past
it,
to,
I think if you
future.
do it, you should have an open mind as to, you know what I'm saying, what this problem was or whatever, and discuss that with that person if you do it. Just discuss what it is, whatever, and then measure on whether that's something that you really want to deal with in your future. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the past do catch up with you. You know what I'm saying? If you're not being honest and just telling someone, hey, this is what my childhood was like. This is what I did in the streets, blah, 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 back in the day. You know what I mean? That type of thing. But, you know, hey, that's my opinion. That's our opinion.
That's our opinion.
Oh, here, real quick. We're going to get these last ones and then we out of here. Mom said, what if she do a background check and find out you have never been to jail? Now you are uninterested and boring.
No, for real. For real. That's what I'm saying. And Bugs being funny, but that's real. Like, I think that's what you're doing. You just using the background check to validate what you feeling. Anyway.
Yeah.
You wasn't.
Get the last one.
Mom says background check. He can still be Pookie from New Jack City, LOL. But I kind of agree. If you are online dating, Google or check the deed on that person. Ask a whole lot of questions. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. That I mean, that's
thanks, Pops.
That
I
makes sense.
you.
Yeah. What's up, Vic? Nice to see you again, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, man. That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for us today, man. We had a lot. We still got muff, but we're gonna have it for. Is it next week?
What?
Oh, I guess Christmas is Sunday, so I guess we still got a show next week, huh? Yeah, the 29th.
Yeah, we got one more show.
Oh yeah. We got New Year's. Yeah, we got to do something for New Year's, y'all. Hey, let's do something for New Year's, you guys, and like some sort of party, something going on. Yeah, let's do something for next Thursday, you guys. If you guys got any suggestions, even topic suggestions or whatever that we can talk about next Thursday, hit us up in our inbox at firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. Yeah, we're gonna talk resolutions
and keeping them.
Yeah. So write down y'all New Year's resolutions and stuff, and we're gonna share those on the show next week. All right, that's what's up. All right, man. And remember,
if they talking about you behind your back,
they behind you for a reason.
Peace.
Bye.
I love y'all.
Oh, you did it. I did.
All our illusions will disapparate, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man.
We know.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you